years ago, Lillian Ngoy, Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, and Sophia Williams led over 20,000 women of color in a march to the Union buildings of Pretoria. This was a protest against the Urban Areas Act of 1950, and although it was a peaceful protest, it made a huge difference. Because of it, we have a National Women's Day. This day brings attention to the issues that African women faced back then and still face today, mainly domestic violence and inequality. This protest also signified the importance of female unity and the power that women possess. We live in a society where it has been normalized for women to settle for the bare minimum. What happened to worshipping the ground that women walk on? From the depths of history, the divine feminine was considered sacred and was worshipped as the matrix of creation. The goddess religion is found in many parts of the ancient world long before patriarchal religions took over. Women had a significant role and acted as religious leaders and priestesses. What stood out to me during my research is that these matriarchal societies developed peaceful cultures and they all lived in harmony, which once again emphasizes the power of female unity. This brings me to my main point, sisterhood. Standing before this audience, I sense no sisterly love. Instead, I sense hostility, feelings of isolation and malevolence. Ladies, I am not here to address you, nor am I here to motivate you. I am here to urge you that we come together and create a sisterhood, that we create a force that cannot be shaken. But how do we do that when we still have people who want to be the stars of every show, people who think that their looks place them on a pedestal? How can we create a united force when some of you find joy in bringing others down, which, in my eyes, is pure witchcraft, and you seriously need to take a moment and self-reflect. And honestly, if you think that your looks are the reason for your beauty, child, you're yet to discover who you truly are. Let us all channel the same energy that Lillian Ngoy, Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, and Sophia Williams had, and create a movement of empowerment. Let us help each other unleash our true potential, because believe me, each and every one of us have the power to make room shake. Let the sweat and tears of those 20,000 women be not in vain, but rather our driving force as we continue to break down the walls created by the man to restrict us. And in the words of Shikoba, a woman in sync with her power can change the world.
Yeah, good day everybody. Today we are back with another Waliberali episode. But today's a special episode. We're doing this episode as a tribute to women in the country and stuff. So we're about to shine light on some females that you guys might not know or might not know what they've done. And we have some guests today. You guys might recognize her on the interview. Her name is
Nonhlanhla.
Yeah, and then the one in the yellow.
Samkelo.
Yes, sir. And of course we have a regular, for Siri. Yeah. So let's hop into it, guys. So yeah. First question we would say is, what does Women's Month mean to you?
Okay, I think we can start with the ladies.
We can start with the ladies.
Yeah, I'll go first. Women's Day means to me it's like the achievements that we've achieved so far, whether it's like political, economic, and social and cultural, but like the one that does stand out for me the most is independency.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like, that's mine.
That's cool. On my side, I think it's recognition, like recognizing women for all their struggles, you know.
Yeah.
It's not only what they've achieved, but what they struggle with on a daily. And it's just putting their names up there and showing them that we see them. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
What does it mean to you guys?
Yeah, host, bro.
What it means to me, Women's Day or Women's Month. I think what I want to say is like just like having like a dedicated month to literally like show appreciation and yeah, and like because a lot of the things that they do is I think is kind of overlooked.
Yeah.
Like for me as well. For instance, like there's a lot of things that women have done, or they are like some powerful women that I actually don't know what they've done.
Yeah.
I know that they're powerful and
That's
stuff,
true, but you don't know.
but I really don't know what.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ignorant and stuff, but like it's like they don't really talk about it as much.
Yeah.
And then yeah, exactly. So I think the month is more like is to shine light on those type of accolades and like the achievements that they've done and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it means
Okay,
to me.
I think I've got two statements, but the first one is obviously answering the question. But I think Women's Month it's a month to particularly recognize or shine light on the women and stuff and what they've done. Because I think this month particularly was when they went through a march, remember? Yeah, I think 1994 or something.
No, it's like 1956.
Yeah.
1956 when
Yeah.
in the march. So I think it's just to shine light on that and give us awareness. But I also genuinely think that throughout the month, not many activities are done for people to be educated about such things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna look at like okay, what do you know? What have you done this month now? Just for example, what do you know since it's Women's Month? no, just be genuine.
Appreciation.
To show
appreciation.
But what have you seen? What have you shown appreciation to? What have you learned throughout this month about women particularly? Basically,
Nothing really. Not gonna lie, nothing
through
really.
the TV, through
Yeah.
anything. I mean, I was watching the news, not watching the news this morning, but I saw my grandma was watching the news this morning, and of course they were talking about like women and stuff like that. But if you look at it from a youth perspective, yes, maybe in schools they have meetings and stuff, but they don't really touch deep into the things women really went through and then that time and what they go through now. So yeah, that's what I think about Women's Month. Yeah, it is a Women's Month, but there's not much activities or
No,
there's
we
not
do
much.
understand,
It's not like explained.
In depth
about,
of what people just know it's Women's Month and then just an ordinary month to them. So yeah, that's my view though.
No, I feel you. I think what we can also touch on is like issues that like women face. I think we can start there at least. So I mean, there's a lot. You know,
Really
pretty
is.
serious.
Especially in South Africa, bro.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
in South Africa.
Yeah. But okay, we'll go from like okay, not really to put on a spectrum, but we'll start with like what issues you females actually face on a day to day at your age and stuff, or things that you've gone through. I don't know if you guys can like list examples, or there's still something that's still reoccurring and you like have a problem with. I don't know if there's any of those, but you guys can shine light on that.
On my side, like on a day-to-day thing, is harassment. Like every single day, and I feel like people don't notice it or realize it, but it's in the little things. You know, when you're walking down the street, catcalling, there's whistles that literally makes you feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't know, maybe men think no, they like it because I mean you're praising me, but it literally is so uncomfortable. Like stop, you know. It makes me it's not good.
For me, with that, it's most probably I don't want to say it's how can I put this? It's more uncomfortable when it comes from Abu Baba Badala.
Yes,
like I have an issue with all the men who are doing that. I understand
if it's us.
if it's you
Yeah,
guys,
because
like
it's
you
like,
guys, I'm like
come
we're
on.
the same, obviously. Understand we attraction there,
Yeah.
but I mean no. Also, Abu Baba Badala, all the men, it's cringe, like so
stop.
cringe, yeah. Imagine
I think so too.
your uncle or your dad is
Yo,
out there showing me
come
like
on.
this is rolling eyes.
Yo,
Definitely
no.
rolling eyes.
Yeah.
I think of course, I think what I heard, one of the stats I read, I think this week, were that like South Africa is a war zone, bro. Like not compared to, but when it comes to the death of women or what they go through, bro. Like the rate at which women are killed, the rate at which women are raped in South Africa alone. I'm just talking about South Africa alone, not other countries, but South Africa alone. It's literally like a war zone, fam. So I think the core issue for that, or what's resulted in that, is obviously, I don't know. I think there's miseducation about each other's genders. I don't think in school in general we're not being taught about like what's this? We're not being taught about what women go through and what males go through as
Sorry
well.
to interrupt you there, but I feel like it's not only at school, it's also at home.
I was getting there. Mainly at home, but I'm just touching school because we spend our majority of our time
At school.
Okay. Yeah, so then in school we don't really touch on those types of issues. Now it comes back at home. I think that's where our parents have the most power.
True.
Right? They are literally our what can I say? They form the base in our lives. So the outcome we come or wherever we are when we grow up, it's basically a reflection of what's happening at home. So not to a point, but yeah, we're not really being taught about our genders and what we go through and how to actually deal with, but treat a woman and stuff like just even in depth, even when you're going to go into sex in itself, you need to be able to obviously charm out the girl. You can't just force someone to do the thing. So I think mainly because this is just the educational part, and also I don't want to make our not having as much employment as an issue, but when it comes to gender-based violence, it's just basically mainly education. There's no excuse to you can't say I'm employed now, I'm abusing or I was just abusing a woman. So it's just mainly the education and stuff. So yeah, that's my view. I don't know what's your.
I also think so. I think more than anything, it's about basically what you said. But just to elaborate, is like morals, dog. Like I don't think a lot of guys have like good morals. So like for instance, like seeing a girl, or like you said, like guys like catcalling and stuff. Them not having is like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Have like a better way to approach the situation. Like you should have morals. Like you should know okay, like this is just
not
wrong.
weird.
But what happens to like guys who come from a good home and were raised well? Because I feel like there are a lot of boys out there who are raised well, but then they find themselves with another group of boys where they feel intimidated by them to act a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not like you are like this at home. You're not like this in front of your mother, but you are like this to me. And it's not because maybe you do it naturally, no, but it's because you're around other boys who make you feel like you need to.
Like the
do
pressure
so
of coming with, being with the boys. You always want to please the boys.
The
boys do this.
Hey, the boys.
You with the boys,
Yeah.
I think also what that also boils down to is your circle of friends. So now, manje, it's no longer an education problem. It's about like who you choose to be your friends, because it does kind of affect you. I mean, if you look at the 5 friends and you look at like, okay, sharp, what do I get from now? What channel do I get from now? What channel do I get? If you go out, what type of characteristics do they bring? And it is education. Like you do get you. I mean, there's certain things, of course, like when we're together, like you just go approach that girl. Now, man, if you're gonna try to color your friends by calling them names and stuff like that. That's like basically your friends. But I think the core issue is education. As this education from both the educational system and the parents
at home.
I feel like with the friends thing, that's when others come in, because I feel like and Kuzan, you guys don't tell each other, don't do this. No, dude, that made her feel uncomfortable. No, bro, why are you saying this? It's like vibes or laughs and stuff like that, right?
True.
That's really true. That's really true.
No one's gonna be like, hey, bro, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Say what you did, don't do that. It's not gonna be.
It is a lot from actor, actually.
If you look,
Which could be,
if you look at it like actually deep, we actually don't really cause us ourselves. I mean, okay, for me, from my perspective, I'm not there. I don't count myself there. So Neo knows me, and obviously they know me. So I don't count myself there, but I can sort of relate to the situation, because guys just don't really cool themselves or cool each other when it comes to women-related stuff.
Can I ask why?
Like what? Like why don't we kuza?
Yeah, like why?
I think, okay, from my perspective, it's like, maybe he'll do that now. Let's say, for instance, I say, Chief, go approach that aunt now. And then he buys over, and then he tries to charm her, and then she's like, nah. Then from that rejection, then he starts calling her names.
Like,
you
think you know?
And then he comes back to me, and then I'm laughing because I'm like, the reason why I'm laughing is because you really couldn't take that rejection that you literally went to that level to try and insult her. Like, I'm laughing at the situation,
ridiculousness,
like how how he came to that conclusion. Now I'm gonna insult it. So to me, it's funny. In that moment, not once do I ever think about not once do I address the issue, and not once do I think about, damn, like this guy could have hurt her feelings or something like that. You know, I'm thinking of it's an a joke. Like, why would you say it? You know what I'm saying? So that's where like it comes from with me. Like that's why I don't really cruise.
Okay.
But otherwise, let's see. Maybe I'll address it at another time, unless it's pretty serious. Like,
I don't think
unless it's very, very uncomfortable. Then I'm like,
come on, bro.
Like, chief,
If it makes, I feel like if it makes you uncomfortable as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I think so too.
Then you'll say something.
I think with cruising each other, I don't know how I can put this, but like, I think the state of men right now, we're not really also taught about masculinity. You get me? So it's also, I think it's all boils down to education, but we're not really taught how to be masculine and how to actually approach a woman in the right way or accept the rejection and not be able to feel anything.
Yeah.
Just that men right now are just not being taught. I think that's the only thing I can say about it. Like I can't defend the type of thing.
Yeah.
Personally, me, when it comes to that, I've never really experienced someone or maybe disrespect a girl in that instance. You get me? I've never really experienced it, so of course then I'll know, don't do that because it doesn't really make them uncomfortable. Because we do talk to you guys daily, and you guys know, obviously tell us what annoys you and stuff like that. But personally, I haven't really been in that situation. So it's just the education. Just the education is really, really bad. I think it's all purposeful, but hey, let's not even go with it.
Yeah.
So
let's not even go with it. With certain cultures, like it's very driven in saying that a male must be dominant, a male must take charge, you mustn't wait for a woman to do this, you must provide, you must lead, and stuff like that. I feel like that also influences men a lot.
I think
in so many ways.
Yeah, but like not really to touch on that, but I think if it is taught in the right way and how to approach it correctly, like it could yield like positively and stuff. But what do you guys think when you guys hear like gender-based violence? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your head?
Okay, with me now, what comes to mind, it's just like whether you're a woman or a man, you just insult the other sex. It doesn't necessarily stand out as woman.
Can I say with me, when I hear GBV, immediately it's women.
Yeah,
it's women. Like for me, that's like an immediate thing that I think about.
Same.
And then later I can be like, okay, but there's also men that go. But GBV, anything, I relate to
when you
women.
Think about it.
All the time.
When I think about it, it's just both for me because yes, I don't want to dim the light or disregard the fact that there's so many women being killed, but I hate the fact that there's, let's say, out of the 99 women that got killed, and then 3 men got killed, and everyone's like, oh, but it's just 3 men. But like all of them are bodies, do you understand?
Yes. But I feel like with that, you have to remember that with women, it's a constant thing. Like it's always there. That's why for me, it's easy to think about women because I know it's something that's always there. You don't always hear about men do this, and I'm not disregarding them, but it's just
when you think about it.
With me, I think I'm also with you. Like I instantly think about a female like going through like a process where like another guy is just like either abusing her or like a case of rape and stuff like that. Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like it always boils down to like how like another guy like ill treated like another female and stuff. That's how it boils down to me. I don't know about you, but like
I can relate to that because I mean gender-based violence, how it was introduced to all of us, obviously through obviously opposing to the woman. So I mean gender-based violence is just sick. People are just sick, bro. I just don't understand.
Nobody should be killing anybody.
That's
Literally,
that's the main goal.
Anybody. And
and no one should be touching anybody
if they don't want to. It's beyond fathomable. How do you actually think about it?
And I mean, it's on our human rights, bro. Like, don't just harass somebody.
There's this other boy that I was hanging out with. I guess like earlier this year, and he was explaining that he went to a club and it was like nice and cool, and he started dancing, and this gay guy came on to him, right? And he was like, imagine if he felt so uncomfortable now. He has done it to girls as well, like so it's just a matter of
Oh,
geez,
yeah, I get
now
you.
they
Oh, when the tables turn.
Yeah,
that's bad.
yeah.
If I'm in that situation, I'm angry, fam.
Yeah, now
I don't know why,
And
but
we
it's-
also get angry.
We also
but
get
there's
like-
situations
I
where
get
what
it.
did I-
Yeah.
like
I get it.
yeah, come on.
I get it.
Come on.
I bet. I think we can go on to what do you call it? Like beauty standards and stuff, right?
That
The
one's
beauty
tricky.
industry.
That side was
That
heavy.
one's tricky. I'm
I
not
can
gonna
start
lie.
there.
Yeah?
Oh, you want to start?
Okay.
I can start.
Yeah.
Start, dog. As long.
Let's stay. It was
Yeah.
like,
But
okay.
I think when we go to the beauty industry, there's certain like pressures or certain things that are put for women. Right? You guys, if you look at the beauty industry, and obviously when you look at the beauty industry, you look at the people that are obviously the faces of the beauty industry and how they actually look. What I can say is that none of them are all natural, bro. None of them have, if you look at it from a black perspective or African perspective, none of them are all natural, all constantly makeup. That's another thing. Another thing is also, I don't know if you're going to put hair as part of the beauty thing, but I think let's put hair too. We don't really embrace African hair in itself or
It's
having
growing
Afro.
though.
It's kind of growing now, but okay, let's look.
I
Let's
think
look.
it's growing because it's a trend.
It's a trend now. You
That's
get
why
me?
it's
It
growing.
was never something that was amplified
Yeah,
or sort of pushed. You get me? Okay, for example, let's look at the women that were nominated for Miss SA. 30 of them.
Okay.
Literally no African one had their natural hair. It was all straight hair, or straight hair, or short straight hair. And obviously, Zozibin was the only one obviously with cut, but you know, it's sort of, okay, now it is kind of African hair, but I'm talking real African hair, what you have on your head.
Afro.
Afro
You said
type-
Afro.
yeah, what you said, like Afro, you give me
Yeah.
locks and stuff like that. You need to see a lot more of that in the in the beauty industry.
You're on violating some.
I think I was saying we need to see a lot more of natural women being embraced through the music industry. I mean, not the music industry, the beauty industry. So I think that's what I can say when it comes to beauty standards. I think there's a lot of pressure for African women themselves to try and look as perfect as possible, or try and look as light as possible. Because if you look at makeup, no makeup turns you darker. Everything is trying to make you slightly lighter or skin smooth type shit. And then also when it comes to the eyebrows are, that annoys me. But let's not get there. But basically the whole
I don't know what's going on.
I also want to know that.
Not some
Eyebrows.
no, like it's not really, it's not that it's not that deep. I mean, okay,
Okay.
it's not that deep. I'm just saying, like,
He just doesn't like
I just don't like it. I just don't
Like
like it.
what? You
I
drawing your eyebrows?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
the fact that we remove it to redraw.
Redraw it, or you draw on top to make it longer, and those type of that does not make sense to me, brother. Okay, that does not make sense to me, right? That doesn't make sense to me. So, and that's mainly it. It's also the hair. I think the hair. Okay, I can excuse the makeup itself, right? But the hair part, like, you know, all the time, pressures to get straight hair, like weaves and stuff like that. Like literally, when you go, if you go look at, like, we go out and go look at an average of women that we see, none of them have like afros. None of them have, you know, natural hair. It's always either braids, which is also quite rare. But it's always straight hair.
But I think that's because back in like I could say when we were still being impressed and stuff, like ladies who like relaxed their hair or had straighter hair were more accepted.
Yeah. That's what
Like especially like when it comes to work and stuff, because they needed work.
Yeah,
So-
I get you.
So as soon as they have like straighter hair and stuff, and then they are more accepted, so then that was the new
The
beauty
new
standard.
beauty standards.
So other black people saw it as okay, sharp. So if I need to make,
we need to go that direction.
I need to go that direction.
That's-
I have no choice.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I think that also like it's still carried on.
Yeah,
I feel like it
Yeah,
does because
even
with
now.
the weaves,
Exactly.
it's
with
like
the
if you
weaves.
have a weave and it's a nice weave, you are then accepted. But as like when we also touch on the beauty standards, I feel like as much as we as females like we'd influence each other to be like, okay, this is how you're supposed to look and this looks nice and this doesn't. It also is in the hands of a man because
That's
I'll be
true.
damned if he will be damned if he's with me and I'm all natural and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm fine,
Exactly.
babe. Like, fine, babe.
Eyebrows on fleek.
Fine, babe.
You always want to
Listen,
look better than the next
God,
person.
yeah.
That's
And
the
then,
thing.
not you're gone. You with the fine babe.
Fine
And me natural.
Yeah.
So obviously then I'm like, okay, I also need to do stuff
I
like this
also
in order
need
to
one
keep,
up
not to
for,
keep,
you know.
because no, we don't keep men. We don't want to be kept.
No.
Talk.
No.
Okay. Okay. Then in that case, then also it also boils down to the men thing. Like, I think us, bro, like we need to embrace women the way they are, bro. Like,
Natural.
natural,
Yeah.
bro. You guys know how gorgeous you are, bro. Like, you know, bro, like.
No, wait. You guys are speaking about natural, but you're gonna be like, a girl must have white toes.
Yes, thank
No,
you.
but
Yes,
nah,
girl,
listen,
no,
we're not gonna touch on that. Listen. No, but
That's
I
all
think
I'm
what he's-
saying.
no, man. Hey, but then that's a new thing.
Gotcha.
That's a new thing, yeah.
What I'm saying is that's like something where you see white
But
toes,
it's
you're like,
one of the main.
It's one of the main
no,
things.
yeah,
you know?
but then okay, I don't know about other guys, man. I don't understand other guys who want girls to, have like straight hair and stuff. But with me, and I'm sure like all my friends actually, like if you have an afro and like you're natural and
Yo, we embrace.
and you really like don't have
crazy.
makeup and stuff and like all of that, like you really look pink. Like you really look pink. We appreciate
We really
it.
appreciate
really
I
appreciate
think
it.
obviously a selection of men, yes, a selection of men do that, a selection of guys do that.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, I think a lot of guys put a lot of pressure on women of knowing us. Look, eyebrows on fleek. try
Can
to
we
have
also
shape.
then it all boils down to preferences.
Yeah, it all boils down to preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like you said, yeah, no, it's fine, bro. Like you said, it's gonna be kind of awkward, but it doesn't matter. But what?
Yeah. Love.
Okay. But like, yeah, I think the reason why
Yeah, your voice cracked me.
but the reason why obviously you guys feel like you need validation from us is also because of the beauty standards put by the actual product people, you get me, like Bolivia, Revlon, those types of things. Yes, if you're gonna start being natural, it's less profitable to them.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
So that's what actually really puts pressure on you guys.
I actually never thought about that.
You see,
I don't know why.
exactly, and like, okay, look at the billboards, guys. I'm gonna go one to natural, guys. It's all constantly people that have makeup, eyebrows on fleek, straight hair. Even if you're African, even if you're African, it's never really a natural thing. So I think it's all boils down to the beauty industry in itself. Because if you let's be natural, then what's the point of what's the point of having a beauty industry? Because of the makeup thing. So I guess just don't do it too much, guys.
What is too much?
Yeah, what is too much?
I get it boils down to preference as well.
It also boils down to preference,
Exactly.
right? But I think personally, what I would say is that don't try by all means to change your skin tone color. You get me? Because majority of the time,
We don't do that anymore. I don't.
No, but there are more, like girls out there who be doing the most
Oh,
things
yeah?
with
Like-
their foundation.
Oh, man,
like
please.
change like your like your face and your neck.
Don't look the same.
so, like literally they all look the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
I mean, I did makeup like trying to cover a little bit.
Or
here.
even you see the hands when they.
Yeah, but
Doesn't-
and it's not
yeah.
going. Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
I think that's my core issue with makeup. Is like there's a lot of pressure being put on you guys. Because you guys skin tone must be kind of light. Eyebrows on fleek, yeah, flawless, and like
That also
we like the flaws. Like okay, I really embrace the flaws. Like spots. That's what actually makes you beautiful. Now, imagine if you're perfect.
It
Eyebrows are
reminds me
like
of the Kendrick Lamar music video.
Show me some.
Yeah.
I saw some
stretch marks.
Yeah.
See, that's what
Stretch mark.
Yeah.
Lovely.
that's what we really
Love
that's what
that.
we really like personally.
Yeah.
What I would say is that you guys just need to be a lot more natural. Like I don't know, maybe a week or so. Like just do it 2 once time, bro. Not that excessive.
But also, it also, like she said, well, off camera and stuff, it also boils down to like what influencers have put on to like younger
The masses,
people to look the way that, because influencers have such a big following and they appreciate it so much,
Yeah.
and reasons why they appreciate it, like one of the factors is because of the makeup and
makeup and stuff like that. Yeah.
and the straight hair and stuff. So even the younger people are like, yo,
That's
I
actually
feel if me-
And I feel like
if I want to be like that, then yeah, no. I must also have my straight hair. I must also have the makeup on and
eyebrows
stuff.
on fleek.
Yeah, eyebrows on fleek and all that thing.
Did investor about
Lashes looking like giraffe. All of that, man. You feel me?
Would you want to say something?
But I feel like what was I gonna say now? like them being influencers is for a reason because they do influence people. You know, when you see them, you want to be like that. Oh, okay, this person is living like this. Oh, this person, her body's like this. So
and
this
it's
is
not
the
all
nature.
bad.
And it's not
It's
all
not
bad.
all bad.
Yeah,
It isn't.
it
No,
really
it's not.
isn't.
It's not,
Now you get influenced to do these things, you know.
And you have a better
And
life.
you, in a sense.
It doesn't
You
wanna-
sort of get there because I mean it is embraced in the music. I mean,
Beauty.
say music, beauty industry. So
Really,
okay, it's not to say it's a core problem, but just try to be a lot more natural, guys. Like really embrace what you guys have because.
You guys want
It's
to tell us that
really
you look nice also.
Exactly.
Like
But
without
you
the
see-
makeup.
And
You
then
see,
do
chat
that.
is because like now you're gonna say we must tell you that you look nice.
Okay, not every day, not like every time you see me.
But
Yeah, I know,
But
sharp.
in a
But
match, they'll
then,
make it known.
but then,
Okay, I get you.
let's say I see a stranger, nah, and she's looking gorgeous, and I'm like, alright, cool, you know what? Now I want to say that you look gorgeous, but then now you're gonna think that I'm catcalling you. Now me, I don't want that whole, you know, she's just gonna show a cold shoulder and she thinks I'm gonna share on her. I
Yeah.
really don't. You look good, brother. That's it. That's where it chives, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where it chives.
I think okay, that also boils down to like how you guys also react to the situation. You get me? Because like there's times where now you can see. Okay, you guys sort of react. Sometimes okay, if we want to come say tell you guys that you guys are beautiful and stuff. Obviously you're thinking, okay, this guy wants me. Now you're gonna try by all means to prevent that.
Yeah,
I think
99 out of
99
of course.
Yeah,
Of course. They have
that's
reasons.
true.
They have
That's
reasons
But
why.
that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
not to
But I feel like it's also with the approach, though.
yeah, it's like how you
Okay.
come and
You
at
know?
me.
Yeah.
How
Because
you
there's
come at
different ways, like people come at you and you see it. It's
Like what? Yeah, but like what?
That's the situation.
I'm only going to give you examples. We know how we do it, bro.
Nah, bro.
I don't know.
Okay, not how we do
Yeah,
it, but
how you do? I don't know.
okay, not me, but like
If it's just like organic, like if you're trying
Yeah.
to start a conversation and you're just genuinely greeting me,
Mhm.
I can sense that. But if you're coming with other motives, listen, I can still sense that.
okay,
Yeah, so you can't be
It's
out
an
there.
energy thing.
Yeah,
You see it.
man.
You can,
You see
you
it.
know, I think guys just need to know when it's a rejection. If they don't want to say, if they don't accept the beauty or compliment, just go, bro. Just leave it. Just leave
And
it.
can I also just say that there's nothing wrong with women wearing weaves and all of these things. I hear you
Yeah.
saying that
I'm not
they
saying
have
there's
to
anything wrong.
embrace it, but if they want to wear weaves and it makes them feel good, you know, it's all about self-esteem.
Yeah.
If it makes them look good, when they look at themselves in the mirror, they're like, you know what, you got this, you're the one. And
That's
then,
not all. That's not all matters.
That's
I
what-
get you.
yeah.
That's not all matters. But I think what I'm just saying
you
is
just want
like
to see more
we just want to see more of that because now Monday it's like if you look at it from the opposite side, it's like now Monday you guys don't actually like your hair, you know. But I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying like if you look at it from another
No,
side, it's
I
like
hear
okay,
you.
the reason why you're doing weaves is because you don't necessarily kind of like your hair.
I can also say this like for a person who does have an afro. Like an afro is so
It's a lot
hard to-
maintaining.
It's
It's
so
a lot
I
hard.
know.
Like I feel like
Yo.
if I'm wearing my weave, it's literally
A lot
like
easier.
I'm saving myself.
Just
Like
go, just put it on.
it's refuge.
Okay, now I get you. I
Yeah,
really
so
get you
it's
guys.
not
Yeah.
necessarily because
You guys don't like your hair.
yeah, I know.
Okay, now I do agree with you. I'm just saying we just want to see more of that. Like
Yeah.
personally, just do the beauty industry is a lot. Yeah, that's what I can say. I don't have anything to say. Yeah.
Nah, I feel you. I think we should also shine lights on like DJ Zinke and like Connie Ferguson, you know. Them ones like Connie Ferguson especially, bro, like she lost her husband recently, isn't it?
And she's still pushing.
She's
that.
still carrying on the legacy
legacy and stuff like that.
and stuff like that. Like you see, like I feel like Women's Month should be about stuff like that, where you know we shine light on like such situations and like people like Connie and stuff, because she's done a lot,
A lot, bro.
a lot, fam.
And she's helped a lot of
people.
Who has you helped?
Like,
No, I'm not.
like
Generally.
actors.
Like, no, no,
I mean, like actors in a sense, because you know that.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Can I just
Yeah.
say that when a certain actor is in a movie with or produced by Connie Ferguson, it's someone who's actually pushing. Like they big up in the scale of actors in a sense. You know that she pushes them to that level. You know.
Because I watched I think it was a podcast or one of the remember I think there was a show, DSTV show,
Okay.
and one of the ladies from I think the Queen, I forgot her name, and she was actually talking. She's the one that doesn't always speak Zulu, doesn't know how to speak English. Osman, I don't remember her name, but she was saying that how Connie Ferguson is actually Mchek's wife.
Yeah. I think it starts with the P.
Yeah.
It's gotta start.
Petronella.
That's right.
So her at the DSTV thing, she was explaining how like how much impact has how much impact that Queen Ferguson has had on her life, because she obviously knows how to act, right? But she knows how to act, but she obviously, when it comes to going to the interview, she doesn't necessarily know how to speak English. You get me? So now she can actually act in her mother tongue.
Yeah.
That's how much Connie Ferguson has actually helped her in her instances. So I think Connie Ferguson has done a lot for other people who just don't know. But of course, she runs. I think the river. She runs.
Yeah, she does a lot.
Yeah, she has a lot of. She
does a lot.
And I
produces
feel
a lot.
like with production, she puts South Africa up there.
Up there, yeah. Always embracing
Yeah,
African.
she's one of those production firms that like puts our series, movies up there.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
What do you think of Bonang? I think, personally, I think she's listen, innit? Yeah, I don't know why you doing that. But I feel like she's done like.
Don't show my face, bro. Don't show what I did on my face.
Yeah, no, that's
Wow, since you said that, I'm not sure.
Continue.
Yeah. Like with Bonang, like for instance, the way she's moved about, like if I'm not mistaken, like she released alcohol like a few years ago and stuff like that. Like she's business minded. She's really one of the people that I can say like if young people were to look up to her and to be like, yo, like as a female, like I could really be out. Damn, she's in New York, isn't it? Like she was
traveled there.
She was living there for a few. I think she just came back just for
the
It's like one of those, fam, like crazy.
Yeah.
For me, that's crazy,
Women are
fam.
really
That's crazy.
Women are really doing a lot of things out there, and like I can also talk about my mom. Fam. Like, yo, my mom, she's always love Bereka and stuff. She wears a thing, and she's always here, but she's always looking for support. So I don't really. I hope she can hear me, but like. From the bottom of my heart, I think we just need to embrace women a lot. That's what I can say. Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we overlook our parents. You just like our mothers.
Yeah.
Like, no, she's my mom. She has to do.
She has to do this and stuff
you
like
know,
that.
she doesn't need that high recognition, but she does.
She does.
You know?
She really does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what
Yeah, moms are great, isn't it?
Yeah. Black.
I really got into the point where I could literally tell my mom like
Anything.
Yeah.
Same here.
Fam, when I say anything, like, what you guys know, she knows. It's
No,
to
but
that
I
point,
think
fam.
it's better basomdala.
True.
Because when you're small, especially with our African parents, you can't tell them
That's the problem. Also.
everything.
It's a problem to a
anything.
point.
Yeah, it becomes a whole lot easier
Yo,
once
it
you're
becomes
older.
a big thing when you.
But yeah, okay. Come on, let's get to the next. What else is there?
Well, there really isn't an next, but you can also say like the like women who've like won like Miss South Africa and stuff. They also I think represent like women in general and South Africa as a whole pretty well. Like those being winning like what is it, Miss Universe if I'm not mistaken.
Miss Universe and
It's
Miss
pretty
SA the
huge.
same year. That's like
That's huge.
Imagine
big.
double winning.
Yo.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, like type of thing, and like the things that they do for like foundations and
majority of the foundations are actually run by women.
which is actually great. I
I
never
mean,
knew
look
that.
at
Look
Lightship
at you.
Hello!
Yeah.
Yeah, now love. Yeah, now get push, man.
Yeah, she's really
Nah,
doing
Who's
it.
doing the most?
She has to like actually
Yeah,
yeah nah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm also a member, guys. I'm also a member
Yeah,
of
me
the
too.
lightship.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's really
Putting this together.
that's really why we had this conversation, was because she pulled through with she came to represent lightship.
Yeah.
So that's why we had this conversation. It was like
And I
since
can't do it alone. Obviously, I have to do it.
with partners and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm also
sure.
a partner, but I'm also a Waliberali Family today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's
Yeah, guys.
We're back.
Alright, we back.
But I think I could ask you a question. Anything you'd also like to discuss or touch on?
No.
You really touched on anything?
Yeah. Can I also say, before we wrap up, that this thing of men always wanting something from women, just to say, I feel like it's there, nah? But people don't recognize it or make it known. I mean, today, when I was going to church, so I was late and I was still like waiting for an Uber. So this other Indian guy, he was like, hey, I can give you a lift. I mean, church is right up the corner. I don't mind giving you a lift. He's like, okay, cool. So I went in and I was like, I was really fake about it because I know that there was going to be something after. But I was like, let me see. So I went there, we got there. Obviously, when I went in, I opened the door just to make sure that it's not child locked. and closed it, got to church, and then he's like, okay, so when am I seeing you
See you
again?
again.
Can I have your number? I want to see you around. And I'm like,
Nope.
what for what? Because
No.
you were offering to help, but now why does it have to be a transactional thing?
Transactional
You know what I
thing,
mean?
yeah.
Like that's
You
just
didn't
not
come
it.
at me to ask for my number or
Exactly.
something. You just came
It was
to
just like a
offer
helping
lift,
hand,
yeah.
and that's it. But
Now
now it
it's
has
an
to be a
excuse,
transaction.
Mm.
That's just
I feel like that's also annoying. Like, just say what you want from the
exactly.
From the
So I can
beginning.
just decline you from the beginning.
I
Yeah,
just
fam. Yeah, that one was strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was clever, the guy.
Yeah.
He thought he was clever. Let me say
He
that.
thought.
He
He
was-
thought.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say. That's a liar.
he
Yeah.
was clever.
Yeah.
But I can't really touch on that because I don't personally do that. But it's just the education, fam. These men are just not being taught the right morals, the right lessons. So I think that's what I can say.
We can just hope and pray for a better future.
Better future, better education.
And for you gents to do better.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, what?
Who's going to do better? Would y'all anything else, bro?
Yeah, nothing, guys. Yo, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys actually got like some insight on like the woman's perspective on certain situations like she just explained right now. And I hope gents that are watching that your approach to women, like for it to be different.
Respectfully.
And everybody who's watching, I think
Be
From-
clear with your
from here-
intentions, guys.
yeah, well, as a gents, but like with everybody, I think like you guys should within the month like actually show your appreciation, be it by anything. I don't know how, like probably posting about it or I have no idea. Whatever you feel creative about, yeah, you do that. You launch that. But yeah, that's it from us from the Waliberali, and
Lightship Foundation.
yeah, with the Lightship Foundation. Yeah, guys, I've been Nel Mashaba.
And this is Nonhlanhla Manzini.
I'm Samkelo Moja.
And Li'ingo, aka Faseri.
Yeah, love, man. That's Waliberali with the dogs, isn't it?
Yeah.